Welcome to Team Perry's Step Out of Line podcast, featuring co-hosts Perry and Lori Finkelstein. Together, they explore, meet, and share inspirational stories with guests who have made a positive impact in today's world. This podcast resonates with our hope to make this world a better place one step at a time through love, acceptance, and uplifting conversations.
Garrett Vogel from the Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
Big Team Perry supporter. I love Team Perry.
Oh, well, perfect. How did you hear about Team Perry?
Well, when you guys came to the studio for the first time, that's where I became one of the members automatically too. I don't think I had a choice, but I was glad to become a member of the team.
Oh, so awesome. We had a great time and you guys treated us like amazing. And I know Perry left that first meeting at Z100 and felt like, you know, on top of the world. So it was
awesome.
Really wonderful because you guys all present that on air, and then to meet you in person was even better. But it was just such a natural, you know, thing for us to come in and say hi, and it was a lot of fun. So we're so happy to see you. So
Likewise.
Up on you. And first of all, I have regards from Jill Loveland, who was Perry's science teacher in middle school, the only science teacher she ever loved. And she came to our house and taught Perry at home. And
oh, wow.
So hello from her.
Yeah, Rider University right there.
Right. She's awesome. She teaches on Long Island, and she is running and doing triathlons and marathons, and she's amazing. And she actually does an Achilles run, like she runs alongside somebody who needs assistance in a marathon.
Oh, wow.
So she's done that, and she's pretty awesome. And she and Perry connected because Perry, as you know, does marathons too. Perry does a marathon, the Miami Marathon, through High Lifeline, which is the organization who helped Perry a lot when she was little. And we raised money for them. And we know that you're a big workout guy also.
Yeah.
Been posting. So how's that going during quarantine time?
It's weird, you know, not being able to go out and see friends at a gym or just, you know, lift things up. So you get creative. You know, everybody's familiar with that Poland Spring jug that you might have at the house. And that becomes my new best friend as a weight. And so a lot of lifting up my 4-year-old because he's 30, 40 pounds. So a few of these, I would do it right now, but he's napping, and you wake up a 4-year-old that naps. It's never good for business, never good. But yeah, no, you get creative. You know, you go outside in your backyard and you find some rubber bands and you tie them to something and hope you don't break it, you know, but it's, you know, you get creative. I think that's the interesting thing just about being in quarantine in general is it makes your mind get creative in the sense of how do I keep busy or how do I keep some type of normalcy?
Right. My trainer has been doing classes online, and at one point he picked up a KitchenAid mixer.
I haven't done that yet. You just gave me an idea.
See?
My wife's not going to like it, but I'll do it anyway.
Thinking that would be bad, but it was better that than the stove. But you're right. You get creative, and I think it helps keep even your mind, you know, at ease a little bit. So you
100%.
You have how many kids do you have?
We have two. My wife and I have our 4.5-year-old Hudson and our 2-year-old Madison. 4-year-old going on almost 24 and 2-year-old going on 32. The way they act sometimes.
So you're not homeschooling.
Yes and no. I mean, we're not doing what they would typically do, but we definitely keep, like we were just talking about, keeping your minds fresh. So still, you gotta learn the alphabet. They're not going to learn the alphabet on their own, and their shapes and colors. And but my wife and I have definitely found appreciation for teachers out there too, because yes, you know, our job is to drop them off at school and then pick them up. And what happens during the day, hopefully you get a few sentences out of them, because it used to be, hey, how was school? Good. Now we know what school's like. But yeah, so you definitely have appreciation for every teacher possible.
I know you better get a good Christmas gift for them this year.
Well, no, my wife's Christmas gift.
Yeah, that's rough. So, okay. So do you have any projects going on during quarantine time?
Well, I don't know if you remember the show that was on Netflix with Marie Kondo, where she pretty much just went throughout the house and found things that didn't bring joy and got rid of it. A few weeks ago, I was just, it was more like I'm bored, and given we got computers, we got TV. I just literally just started cleaning things. Like I cleaned out my closet, got, a few bags to donate. Problem with donating right now is you can't donate anywhere because every place is closed down, and even the Salvation Army and the Goodwill bins are shut because they want to prevent the spread, which is smart. But I'm like, of all the times I want to donate, I can't donate right now, so they're sitting in a bag in my closet waiting to be donated. I clean my car. Like I never clean my car. I'm the guy that lives out of my car. I pulled like 8 jackets out of my car the other day. I was like, where do I have all these jackets? But yeah, a lot of cleaning, lots and lots of more cleaning than possible. I think I'm becoming a cleaner. So after we get out of this quarantine, I'm going to be a cleaner. That's my job, clean.
Great. No,
How about you guys? What have you been doing to keep busy?
well, Perry's still in school. She's at Adelphi University and she is a sophomore. So it's actually been kind of difficult because they load, the first week they were like, okay. And now they're like loading on the work. They just finished midterm.
Of course.
For her, it's like, as we said, she's the only one who gets dressed every day and looks good, even on classes.
Well, that's been always the case. I mean, he's like, you always have to compete. Like you walk into a room with Perry, you're always number 2.
Right. So she always looks good. The rest of us haven't put on pants in a while, so I don't know how that's going to go. I try to present a challenge to my older daughter. I said, maybe tomorrow we could wear real pants, and we'll look at each other. We're like, I don't think we're good for that. So you're pretty much not fresh out of college, but you're pretty, young there in the years, and you probably remember going through college and doing internships. And
Yep.
what advice would you give to somebody like Perry or, kids her age who are in college? What would be the most what is the best thing that you learned in college? Was it doing internships? Is that what prompted, the whole?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, it's about getting out there. It's about experiencing the world and what it's like outside of, the 4 walls of the classroom or your dorm room, meeting people. It's all about meeting people, not necessarily about the internship, but the people that you meet while doing the process, because those people are the people that if they don't give you the internship now, in a few years, when you do graduate, you'll be like, hey, I got interviewed by you a few years ago. I see that a job's opened and love. It's all about keeping those connections and meeting them and just being yourself and showing people that, you are of value anywhere that you end up, interning or working.
Right. What's your favorite thing about your job that you do?
Favorite thing about my job, it's the fact that I'm not solving the world's problems, but also trying to help them laugh. Escapism of just finding the simplest things, as stupid as it may be, like a fart or a funny song or something creative someone did and put it up on TikTok or Instagram. It's about finding those things that kind of make people escape for the 5 minutes that they're listening or the 2 hours that they're listening, whatever the case may be, just something where they don't have to think about what's going on outside, their door.
You do a lot of interviews with
Yes.
celebrities. Which is the hardest one, the one you were most nervous about going into?
Most nervous was, this was before The Rock was The Rock. He just got into movies. We're talking like Tooth Fairy Rock. So he was still like a big wrestler to me. And as much as we all know the reality behind wrestling, he still came across like a superstar. And so it was more like I turned into the 10-year-old me again, acting like I was talking to the wrestling champion of the world, and nothing to do about the reality show that he was promoting or the movies that he was starring in. It was more about, so tell me about when you were in the ring with John Cena. And it kind of just like geeked out a little bit over that. So I would say that was probably one of my most nervous ones possible, probably. I'll probably think of more after, so you'll get text messages from me later.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome, The Rock. I know Perry's reached out to him a couple of times to try to, say, hey, this is what we're doing, check it out, because Perry also is an athlete. Perry has
just keep on trying. That's persistent. That's where it is. Not to the fact where you're like, I'm a stalker now, but every so often Send a link. You never know. You never know. Like I was at a 24-hour fitness one day, and I was wearing my rock shirt. I was like, I think it would be funny to kind of recreate one of the photos that he did. And so I put on a bunch of like ropes around my neck, and he had chains on them, and we were wearing the same shirt. And I recreated it. I'm like, who wore it better? And then, a few minutes later, he responded, and like, it was one of those, again, fangirl moments where I was like, oh my God, The Rock just responded to me. So it's all about timing. Obviously, I think we all know he's a very busy man. So just be persistent.
Be persistent. All right. I guess anything else you want to add? Anything else? What's the first thing you're going to do when you get out besides cleaning up the rest of the world?
Yes, Mr. Clean. That's where I'm going to shave my head and just become Mr. Clean. No, I don't know. There's a few things that I would love to get back to doing in a new form of way of like concerts. My wife and I were supposed to go to see Kelly Clarkson out in Vegas for her Las Vegas residency 2 weeks ago. But, as we know, the world went into timeout. So just the ability to get to some type of concert and feel the vibes again, and cautiously, of course, but I think just getting back to doing things in public, not in masses, but in groups enough, and small groups of friends, doing small things with our friends in small groups. That's what I think we want to get back to. How about you guys? What do you want? What's the first thing you guys are going to do?
Well, we already saw Kelly Clarkson in concert. And by a miracle from God, I don't know how this happened, we ended up in the mosh pit.
Oh my goodness! Or over by the stage with the bar.
The stage, and it was like the best experience. We laughed so much. It was at Nessa Coliseum. It was a lot of fun. But we of course see her in Vegas if we had to. She was unbelievable. She was.
Oh no, she's great. She's amazing, and she too. She's sitting at home in her house in Montana with her family, doing the same thing we're doing. So if you ever think like, I wonder what celebrities are doing, just think about what you're doing right now. They're doing the same thing.
Right. She's cleaning out her closet. I know it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think what we're going to do is, I think Perry just wants to like go back to school like a normal person and sit and listen to a professor, or, right, just going to therapy because she's having it like all at home, and that's kind of hard. I just want to go to a food store without feeling like my life is like being,
a weird movie. Yeah, I get it.
Oh, just to live like a normal life. We're happy. And then hopefully, we've had a couple of things with Team Perry that I know is going to be put off. We had a big Met game coming up. I don't think that's happening. So, it'll
come around again. It'll happen. And then, whenever baseball or sports or things in general get back, we'll look back at it and we're like, remember that time where pretty much we're all on lockdown? It'll be one of those stories. But until then, we just got to keep the smile on our face and keep going.
Mets or Yankee fan?
Yankees.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Oh God! All right.
I was born a Met fan. I was a Met fan at one point in my life, and then after one of my favorite players ever left the Mets, I followed him, David Cohn, who's now a Yankee broadcaster. So I followed David Cohn, and he landed on the Yankees. And I don't know if you guys have ever moved before, but if you move more than twice, you're like, I'm never doing this again. I was like that with David Cohn. I'm like, I'm not moving teams again. I can't. I'm not buying a Kansas City Royals T-shirt. So that's what I did. So I stuck with the Yankees because of David Cohn.
And I grew up a Yankees fan, watched the Yankees every day of my life whenever they were on. And then when I got married, I became a Met fan.
No, luckily my wife is a Yankee fan. At least that's what she tells me.
She probably isn't, but go with it. Well, thank you so much for meeting with us and talking with us. And
no problem. Well, I can't wait to see it, and just put emojis over my face.
Okay, we will. Thank you so much, Garrett. Really appreciate it.
No problem, guys. Have a good one. Be safe.
Thanks, you too.